So the inbound closing formula was designed to let you experience everything that I talk about because I feel that the next program that tells you, problem awareness and then motivate yourself or mindset is very important. Like I feel like every course has that. So I don't want to create something that you can easily get online. I want to give you something that can inspire you and be used as a structure for you to not only create the kind of discipline that you need to have in your life, but to understand what victory really means for yourself and to have that structure for you to implement and experience the things that I implemented and experienced. And the only reason I can teach you this is because it comes from this journey. The way that I've learned high ticket sales is not from a course. It comes from this journey. And I'm not saying that you're going to have my journey, but I'm saying that you need to have your own journey and understand your own journey and not just say, well, okay, I understand what is my own journey. I want to give you this structure, a very real structure that 3, 4 months from now, you can come back and say that without this structure, I would have wasted months, trying to make content, trying to change my cover photo, trying to get all these courses that teach what? Tonality, techniques, words. I could have wasted all my time there, but thanks to you, Sean, your inbound closing formula clearly defined what victory means to me. Where is my value? How can I actually experience this myself and own this skill? Okay, and then afterwards, whatever you want to buy, like today I still buy everyone's stuff, right? Then you can go ahead and buy. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the two victories. First, I will talk about the inner victory today. For all you people watching the free stream, this is all yours. And the outer victory, I'm going to charge for this portion. This is the implementation part. This is me guiding you. This is me giving you my paid stuff. This is me doing work with you. So I'm going to charge for the second half. The first half is completely free. And I've covered my origin story. I've covered why closing. Okay, I'm going to talk about business milestones, defining your success, and I'm going to cover the inner game of closing. And in the second half, I'm going to dive deep into the formula itself, buyer's journey, seller's process, what I call the key and lock principle, the micro close, okay, and the inbound closing psychology. This is what you're not going to see in all the technique-based program. The technique and the script you can take from them, but what you understand, okay, what you understand and you experience and you implement. Like today, if a live prospect come book a call with you, how are you going to navigate? That's your experience. That's your implementation. That's all here. Okay, plus some amazing bonuses itself that will be worth the price of enrollment. I'm going to give you my complete script. I'm going to teach you my secret technique, the bait and serve close. Okay. First thing, earlier on when I showed you my vision map, okay, you can't see the handwriting, but you kind of know how it works. In your members area, I've created the identity index, okay, which is a combination of the external strategy and your internal beliefs. And the reason you're writing all this down is so that I can coach you through it. And this is just a digital version of what you see in my vision map. And I want you to do something similar where you're able to actually pinpoint in your business what are all the things that are important that you're going to achieve this year or in the next 3 years, and you have to identify them. Because if you don't write it down, right, you're going to be like me in 2017, running all over the place. The hours are just passing. You might be getting more productive, but are you actually doing the things that count? Right? And at the end of the day, your sales skills, your closing chops, that's going to be the lifeblood of your business. It's going to determine how you bring in revenue. And like I said earlier, don't avoid the hard stuff because there are people that avoid the fear or the pressure of sales subconsciously. There are people that avoid the pressure of the learning curve. There are people that avoid the responsibility of planning. Okay, I can see this in some people, and you can avoid in the short term, but eventually, if this happens to be your lesson, it's gonna come back, right? And you're not gonna like it when it comes back. I didn't like it when all the things I avoided came back. So I was like, okay, now I have to face it. Okay, I want to talk about defining success, progress, and result. And this is very important, especially when I'm coaching. A lot of people just want to look at results. And if you really look at this, what is this? This is just a screenshot. This is just someone transferring money. If you even look at money itself, like these days, I don't think any of us really touch cash, right? Everything is digital, it's transferred, it's online payments, it's QR code. Like I very seldom touch cash these days, and it might be the same for you. And when you impact someone with your business, when you have a high ticket offer and you use it to impact someone, and they found so much value in what you sold them that they just have an exchange of energy. They transfer this to you. You go to the bank, you withdraw that out, then it becomes cash, right? And people are looking at the result. And it's just paper. But what's really happening was that there was an exchange of energy. There was an exchange of energy as a result. But what happened before the result happened? Do you see? Like people saw the results outside, but do they see the progress before that? You see the wins that you see online, or you see the experiences that go behind. So I want you to take a good, thorough look at your processes today. Did you practice? Did you study? Did you implement? If your answer is no, you're never getting this. If your answer is yes, you have to understand what did you do well. That's the reason you get a coach. It's so that, okay, today, and this is what my mentor always did for me. Like he will listen and review every single one of my sales calls. I don't know how he found the time to do that, but he listened and reviewed every single one of my sales calls. And he was able to say that your progress today was you did this, and this well, right? And the reason you didn't get the results you wanted was because you didn't do that, and that well. And so the way you improve is you got to understand this, and this. Now, go and try it again. And I will get on a second call and I will try it again. And so I had progress. And it's just a little bit. If this was a Tuesday, it was just a little bit. You just help me critique one part and then just improve that one part. If this was a Thursday, then I just want to role play that, 3 more times. Just practice 6 more times and just improve a little bit. And so a little bit and a little bit and a little bit year after year. And then I got a result. So if you're not aware, you're not conscious, and you're not intentional of your progress, or you're doing the thing that feels like progress, but you be honest with yourself, are they really progress? Okay. If you're on the path, just by you being on the path itself, to me, that's already success. This is not entirely success. I define being on the path as success. So some people tell me, hey, Sean, you're very disciplined, you're very consistent. And it's not that I'm forcing myself. I don't do that for myself. It's because the way that I define success, if it's Monday and I did this, I'm successful. If Tuesday I did this, I'm successful. If the whole week I'm practicing, I'm understanding, I'm studying, I'm internalizing, I'm successful. That's my experience. So you guys seeing on the outside, oh, he's so consistent. Oh, he's so disciplined. Oh, he got results. This is happening inside of me. So have a good, clear look of how you personally see your own results. What's the cause of those results? And ask yourself, was today a success for you? Okay, this is the inner game of closing. And once again, when you see other people having wins, closing sales, they close a lot, close, 1 million, 2 million. Don't look at it and go, oh wow, then where's my own progress, right? Don't look at it and go, oh wow, where am I? If you compare, like the fundamental reason people compare is they don't understand their own value. Right? If you understand your own value, the comparison is not actually very relevant to someone else's journey. You have to understand your own progress, like I said in my previous slide. The comparison will kill you. I've worked for business owners that they were great at the start, but as soon as they started comparing, they lost themselves and they never came back out of it. It's a very nasty place to be. You have to understand your own value. Today, all the things that you've done right, today, all the things that you've set up for yourself, do you see the progress in that? Do you see your success in that? Do you understand why? Because you must understand, like when I was like right here, let's say if I draw a circle, if I just choose any spot, especially let's say this one, okay, right at this spot here, I would say I didn't feel any progress. It's just notebooks after notebooks, hand copy, hand copy, hand copy practice. Where's the progress? I didn't see it. When I was here, it's like role play, role play, role play. I still don't get it. I don't see the progress. When I was here, I was like, I don't see my team progressing. Like, how am I going to grow this team? When I was here, it's like, how am I going to grow this company? When I was here, it's like, how do I book calls? When I was here, it's like, how do I launch my own offers? So if you don't recognize, like when you're inside, it's very hard to see. But when you have a coach that can help you see, when you look back and you see your progress, and you can clearly see, well, that year was a big year for me. Because I actually sat down and I focused and I studied and I went deep with my skills. That's success, right? This is understanding your value. You cannot just say, I know the theory, I watched the video, but do you understand your value? Do you understand your progress? I don't just want you to know it. I want you to understand it. And when you understand it, you can see where you're going. You can start to believe. And now you know you're on your way. I've coached people like in the beginning, same thing. Where's my circle? When they were here, they don't see their progress, right? And then they get to here, they start to be like, oh, I see it now. I can see a little bit. I'm booking calls now. I'm performing better on sales calls, right? That's when they start to believe. And once you have to believe, that's when you have the confidence. This bridge is the theory implementation bridge. It can be a gap or it can be a bridge, right? And it's those people that never put in the work. They never have the belief because they don't understand the value. They can't trust it. And so they don't believe. And so what they tell you is no confidence, right? So I hope that by sharing this with you, you understand that confidence is a skill. And like any skill, it can be intentionally built. Okay. And it's not important whether I believe in you. It's not important whether other people believe in you. Okay. This is your journey. So as you experience what I'm talking about, ultimately, your confidence only comes from you believing in you. Okay. Then and only then you taste the results. Okay. So this confidence for you to close is not from a course, it's not from theory, it's earned. And I want to be clear about the difference between nervousness and fear. Because you might say that as I go through this, as I learn, as I do sales, I feel this, I feel that. Are you feeling nervousness or fear? The nervousness is when it's just a bodily reaction, that's normal. Fear is when you didn't prepare. You didn't do your due diligence. Okay, you took shortcuts. That's fear. And fear is very different. Fear will take control of you. Fear will make you run away. Fear will make you self-sabotage. Fear will screw everything up. And nervousness is fine because you can still function. Right? You can still perform, you can still operate normally. That's a very normal thing, right? That's your body telling you, get ready, get ready, get ready, right? So preparation is every day. Okay, working with my mentor. Before the sales call, you ask, have you researched the prospect? Do you understand who they are? Have you prepared your notes? You see the notebook here? Because he's training me. Have you prepared your script? If the prospect asks this, are you prepared? That's preparation. So when you face the unknown, you have nervousness, but you don't have fear. Okay, when you meet the unknown, you might still not have all the answers, but this one right here will help you win at least half of your battles. Okay, when you go through those battles, win, lose, or draw, now you start to accumulate experience points. Okay, and make up your mind about closing. Okay, if you have watched this deep into my training, you're probably very concerned about your closing skills, whether you close for your own business or for someone else. I felt like the whole reason I could do all this was because over here, I burned all my bridges. This whole year, it was like no social life. I lost contact with all my friends. My relationship at the time, 2 years, just ended. I stopped going out. I stopped doing everything. And I'm not saying that you should do that, right? But it is more of a state of a mind that you make up your mind. You want to be great at this, or you want to be great at this, which is the wake-up call. There are some people that are really good at treating this as a course. There are some people that are really good at treating this as part-time. All right, so make up your mind, and if you can see the value in closing, if you can see how closing affects your whole psychology, if you can see how closing affects your whole leadership, confidence, and business, and make up your mind, burn your bridges, and do what I did, which is to go all in. Okay, so this is the theory implementation bridge. And like I said earlier, this can exist as a gap, or it can exist as a bridge. Because whatever you're studying, you need to put yourself in live situations. And I was very lucky. And my first opportunity was a great opportunity. When I talk about the mirror principle, I personally feel that I attracted someone like this, not because I'm a UK guy. I'm not. But I felt that our qualities were very similar. He focused a lot on preparation. I'm like that. He focused a lot on professionalism. I'm like that. He focused a lot on understanding, implementing, experiencing. I'm like that. So when someone asks me, how do you attract such a good opportunity? I would say, did you become that person that's worthy of such an opportunity? Because if you're not ready, you know who you're going to attract? You're going to attract a team that is not ready. If you don't prepare, you're going to attract things, that mirror that lack of preparation. And this is something you have to experience yourself to understand that. It's all ourselves. Okay. And going through this experience, from you, okay, I have watched the video, I have seen the script, and now I understand it. And now I've tried it, and now I failed. Now I've tried it, now I failed. Now I've tried it, now I failed. You're actually going from knowing it, and then you understand it a little bit, and now it's yours. Okay, so when was the last time you challenged this gap? When was the last time you built a little bit of an extra bridge for yourself. When was the last time you went from knowing it to understanding it to owning it? A simple thing like a live call. When's the last time you practiced? I'm not saying the whole call, the full call. It may be just one part of it. When's the last time you make the space to practice? Because in this space, there's no boss, right? In this skill, there's no boss for you. You have to create your own structure. So this is me creating the structure for you. But in the end, you're the one that has to say, I'm going to improve this skill today. I'm going to practice. I'm going to find the opportunity. I'm going to get someone to practice with me, right? I'm going to put myself in a situation where I can implement this, right? So by the time you have experienced this for yourself, you will have a very clear way to discern that, am I just playing with theory or am I implementing? Okay, and this is where your power is. For the people that I coach, I can see it in them when they start to see that, okay, I actually have this power. Okay, it's not because they watch a lot of videos. It's because they had someone they could lean on. They had someone that could watch their blind spots. They had someone who can go back and forth with them. And Carl was that person for me. That was why my first year, it was so fast for me. And everyone else that I knew, most of them were still stuck in practice mode. And when you cannot get it, it's a long, long nightmare. Okay. So this comprises the inner victory section. And for the next hour, I'm going to go deep into the inbound closing formula itself, the buyer's journey, seller's process, the lock and key principle, the micro close, okay, and the big three of the inbound closing psychology, solving the problem, the process, the solution. If you have someone already coming to you, you're already taking sales calls, you need to know how to navigate it through all these things. Ultimately, in sales, I feel like what we are really going for is not the money. I think the money is a secondary effect, a result. And I feel like the real cause is unlocking the decision of the buyer. If you can secure that decision of the buyer and you can clearly pinpoint what goes into this decision, even if you don't get the sale for now, you can still see why I didn't get the sale, why I need to improve, and how can I improve? Because you understand the construct of a decision. I feel that a lot of content out there is about technique one, technique two, and then you just hope that a decision happens. Okay, so this is something that you can secure. This is something that you can control. This is something that you can impact. And if you can secure the decision or you understand the power of decision, not only internally will you be able to make decisions firmly and with confidence, because you know how to close yourself on that. When you talk to a prospect, you can actually walk them through based on how you understand your decision-making process. I don't want to use the word hack, but you can probably have a really strong understanding of their decision-making process. So you can help them get to the decision. And once they decide, it's them closing you, it's no longer you closing them. Okay, plus some bonuses in the end. Okay, whatever that you need to have a complete program, if you need a script, if you need some additional coaching, if you need some additional refinement, my goal is to continue to refine this program over the next week to make sure that this is a complete solution, to make sure that closing is in you and you are closing. So to get the rest of the complete system, the inbound closing formula, head over to seansena.com/ICF. That's seansena.com/ICF. And let me quickly put it in the comments. you should land on the sales page and have a read to see what's inside. This is the page itself. Okay, the big ones are the micro close, so you don't have to deal with unqualified prospects ever again. The inner game of closing, that's all the tools for your identity index, as well as the big one is actually the inbound closing formula itself, because we're going to map out the buyer's journey. We're going to map out the seller's process. And I'm going to show you what actually creates what I call the buyer impact, so that you create an inbound pool with your content. So the whole flow of people coming to you has to be inbound. If you're the one chasing, it's very, very difficult. I've never actually closed any sale by chasing. I do initiate, I do reach out, but the reality is for them to come inbound, if you don't want to redo your marketing all over again, for every call, you have to explain, you have to tell, you actually just need to do it once and understand that in your offer, what are all the designated micro closes that someone has to understand before they get on a call, so that you don't have to repeat all your signature processes again. You don't have to lay out your offer again. You don't have to worry, should I tell the price now? Should I tell the price later? What kind of objections I have to deal with? The rule is that when it comes to inbound closing, the more micro closes that you can secure by understanding what is the journey that your buyers take, by understanding your seller's process and combine. I call this the lock and key principle. Hey, how many of these micro closes can you secure? To the point, okay, I dare say to the point where sometimes you don't even need the sales call itself. When your micro closes are done so well, your prospects are already on the path that's properly architectured. I've sold a lot of high-ticket products from 2K all the way to 5 figures, where there was no sales call. And it's all text, back and forth. And in my mind, I can break all the rules because I learned this micro close. Okay, so it's your choice. Do you want to perform all the closing on one call? And then later on, you have another hour, and then you have to perform the whole thing again on the second call. And if you're closing sales for your own business, I can tell you, you definitely don't have the headspace to be a hardcore closer and go beast mode and do all your crazy tonalities on everyone. The sooner you establish all your micro closes in your business, the more you can step back and let your prospect close themselves. So this is the inbound closing formula, and the rest of it is all implementation. So if you want to work with me to build your inbound closing formula, head over to seansena.com/ICF and scroll all the way down. You should see this big green button here, and you click as the card. And if you want strategic setting and closing, that's all my scripts, all my touch points, all the how, all the what, it's all here. You get complete closer, which includes strategic setting, strategic closing, and the close method, all for $300. If not, if you just want this formula, it's $100, and then fill out the details, you will land inside your members area. And you keep this program, you keep all the tools, and you keep all the lifetime updates for this program. So that's seansena.com/ICF. If you have a question, comment, or feedback, just reach out on social media and ask me, and then I'll answer any question that you have. Okay, so for the free streamers, until next time, it is Sena, and I will see you very soon. Okay, if I miss any of the messages, can Mike just tell me, keep a lookout. If someone wants to enroll, just send them the link. Send them my Zoom link so then they can just join us for the second half. Okay.